Hi there, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for March 2022. And just a quick reminder, I also put out monthly tarot forecasts at the last week of every month, so stay tuned for that. If you are a YouTube member supporter or a Patreon supporter, don't forget you also have your weekly tarot forecasts that come out every Saturday. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can simply follow the links in the down bar below, where I have all the information as well for everything I just said. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it, and of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. So what is going on when it comes to your month of March? March is an extremely kinetic and stimulating month for everybody. The planets are moving away from one another in such a way where they're activating more areas of the zodiac than they have in recent months, right? Ever since about November, things have been a bit more concentrated, a bit more focused in, one or two spaces. Now we're getting to a space where we have to be ready to think on our feet. It's still going to be, of course, very positive, very prosperous, but maybe a little bit demanding at times, but that's okay. This all starts on the 2nd of the month, where we have a new moon in Pisces, which is going to be opening up a 2-week window period between the 2nd and the 17th for a new opportunity for you to make a big jump in how you are handling life at home, because the Pisces energy for you, it's the 4th house of home and family, the domicile, home economics, home-based business operations, your living situation, and a new beginning or a new cycle is getting started here. Now, this is going to create an atmospheric shift for a lot of you who are looking to make a big jump, whether it has to do with maybe making a physical move of some kind, or maybe changing something about the way a household or family arrangement has been so that you can generate more of a sense of not only practical or financial security in the home, but also create a much more comfortable living situation with those you share your space with, maybe even expanding a little bit on that. This is one of those aspects that would also be great for those of you looking to grow your family in some way, whether you're thinking about maybe having a child or maybe even just adopting a pet. This is also a great time for those of you who are thinking about going into a home-based business operation type of situation, because this creates a new beginning there. And this is also a wonderful opportunity for a lot of you to create a new start or a new cycle when it comes to how you relate to a certain family member, or maybe even create a whole new story, a whole new bond with a friend, beginning to create more of a sense of family or a familial connection with them. We also have Venus and Mars walking hand in hand together into Aquarius, your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, and your peer group. And this is occurring on the 6th, but Venus and Mars will both be here through the end of the month and into April. With Venus, the planet of favor, popularity, love, and affection in the 3rd house, this is a time where you're going to be noticing a lot of your peer group, a lot of your social networking support system, I guess you could say, is really going to work for you. Because Venus in the 3rd house is all about getting match made and getting the word out, but also getting paired off, whether it's with romantic opportunities, recreational opportunities, creative opportunities. Venus in the 3rd house is, of course, promoting you, right? It's marketing you. It's putting your name out there. You may be noticing that people in your peer group, both on and off the job, are also going to be trying to set you up with things that are going to be lifting you up. This is also a great time for a lot of you that may be thinking about renegotiating any kind of commitments or contracts that you're currently involved in, things that maybe you have committed to in recent history or maybe even far back history, because people are a lot more agreeable at this time. And you're also going to find that a lot of third-party assistance just all around is really helping you to find this perfect trail, this perfect road to a newfound sense of success and security security in all of your doings. Venus in the third house is when a lot of people show up for you. And it's also time for you to be ready to learn how they go about doing their work, doing their business. What is going to be, good for them is also going to be good for you. Mars in this area of your chart, the planet of action, passion, obstacle clearing, that driving force, is also bringing the hookup. In fact, you're going to be finding that your peer group is changing because a lot of stronger allies are starting to converge around you this month, and you are getting a lot of support in this respect as well. So whether we are getting matched up or we're getting hooked up, Mars and Venus have you covered. This is also going to be a time with Mars in the third house for a lot of you who may be looking to escape any kind of binds or limiting agreements or containments that you may have been put in by whatever kind of situation, whether it was something that you agreed to, but you're done with it, you've it's played out, it's run its course, or it may be something that has developed over time in some kind of contractual agreement or commitment on or off the job. Mars is also allowing you to cut a lot of cords, break a lot of chains, and get yourself out. These two together are also working really, really hard to help you find the perfect crew, find the perfect team, find the perfect connections in order to have not only stronger alliances around yourself, but to also create a completely new presence that you bring to the table when it comes to not only how you're putting yourself out there to the rest of the world, but also helping you in a very big way to push your goods, push your talents, push your services, right? Push your name. Some of you may find that you are getting discovered, you're getting headhunted, you're getting a lot of propositions this month, and Mars and Venus together are really pushing you to give them some earnest consideration. However, with Mars in the third house, you might want to be mindful when it comes to how we communicate and how we negotiate. We want to make sure that we are, of course, getting ready to seize some competitive opportunities, right? Put up or shut up, and maybe even be a bit more competitive, throw our weight around, but we don't want to do so in a way that would be considered unsportingly. Let's just say unsportingly. Because this is a time where sometimes Mars can accidentally confuse assertion with aggression. And being assertive is great, but aggressive inappropriately, that's artificial empowerment. We don't want to make a reputation for ourselves looking that way. So be mindful with your words. You're going to have a lot more of an impact on the world around you, and we want to make sure that's an impact we want to have. We also have Mercury entering Pisces on the 9th, where Mercury will be through the 28th, so the 9th through the 28th. Pisces, that's that fourth house of home, family, the domicile, living situation, and of course home economics and home-based business operations. Mercury in this part of your chart is opening up a lot of new lines of communication, right? The planet of communications, haste, and productivity, which is allowing you to, of course, bridge gaps with family members or even people that are connected to you at the root, right? Even close friends from way, way back. This could be a very strong month for a lot of reunions, connecting you back with your roots, connecting yourself with old aspects of yourself that you would like to reintegrate into the present. Mercury here is going to create a whole new sense of closeness, especially when it comes to people we've been distanced from, either by time or by proximity. This is also a time where any kind of home-based business operation or home economic situation could be going through a considerable boost itself. We have that new moon there, of course, doing a lot of work, but Mercury is speeding up the payoffs and the payouts and the profits of a lot of work that we will be doing this month and creating a new precedent we can sustain. This can also be a time for a lot of you to speed up any kind of negotiations or any projects or maybe transactions that have been taking way too long to complete or get underway, whether they do have to do with big moves or just things you are handling when it comes to family business. This is the month where everything is getting current and finally getting the show on the road. We also have the Sun in this area through the 20th of the month, bringing that attention, enhancement, and support to the fourth house. This is going to be a time where you are getting a chance to get back in touch with people that you do have a strong, loving bond and connection with as it relates to either family or, again, chosen family, people from your past or elements from your past, as they are the roots of maybe your creative process or the roots of your inspiration. Really bringing in new glue to bond these connections together, whether these are things that we are focusing on bringing back together just because there's been a bit of a distance. Doesn't have to be a big old falling out or anything like that. And all of you are also going to be finding that this is a time where you're recovering things from your youth or from your roots, from your childhood or from years way back, that we get a chance to, of course, as I said before, reintegrate into the now in a way that is not only going to be stabilizing a new sense of home and sanctuary for yourself and your family in the present, but also give you a chance to feel more at home in the world you've built around yourself or moved yourself into anyway. After the 20th of the month, we've got the sun moving into Aries, where the sun will be well into the third week of April. And then Mercury will be joining the sun there after the 28th of this month. So Aries is your fifth house of love, romance, creativity, recreation, and your relationships with your children, right? It also covers parenthood. With the sun and Mercury here, a lot of you single and available Sagittarius people are going to be finding that you're quite popular on the dating scene. And it's important to keep your options open, at least as we close up March, because you are going to be getting a chance to sample a lot of different types of relationship archetypes that you might actually do very well to entertain. For those of you that have been seeing somebody more recently but have not necessarily become official yet, this is going to be a time where we are getting a lot more serious because the sun is focusing on bringing in new glue to bond this chemistry and bond this connection all the stronger. Usually bonding through tasks, through endeavors, through adventures, through pushing ourselves, right? Becoming better friends and more tightly bonded in that respect. And the same thing applies to how you are connecting with your kids, right? Becoming better friends, because it's that friendship, it's that solid, wholesome friendship that keeps something going, right? The fiery burning passion will only burn until there's nothing left. It's that rock solid friendship that makes something last the test of time. We also have Mercury here, speeding up the development and growth of a lot of creative talents, as well as even giving you a chance to monetize a talent, a skill, or ability, or maybe even just an interest that you didn't know you could. Finally, we have a full moon in Virgo this month, which occurs on the 18th. And so this sets up the second 2-week window. And so from the 18th to the end of the month, we have a culmination and transition theme underway in your 10th house of career, upward mobility, promotions, status, and stature, the mark you make on the world. And a lot of you may be finding that you are up for a big jump or possibly a big promotion opportunity. This may be something that you've been gunning for, or this may actually come up as a bit of a surprise. Sometimes a full moon in Virgo can just move something out of the way and create an opening for us. For a lot of you, this will be internal when it comes to your line of work or your field or your employment situation. And for some of you, this may be external, but for the most part, the 10th house tends to govern internal matters. This is also a time where if you're looking to make a big break when it comes to maybe a transfer, a shift in division, a shift in department, this is going to be very much in favor. And it will also, I think, lift you up a bit of a notch as well. Even if it's not a formal promotion, we may still be getting some kind of raise or additional benefit that comes our way. And for those of you who are maybe self-employed or do work from home, like a home-based business operation, this full moon is going to be closing an old chapter in this part of your life and paving it over with a completely new way to do business or a completely new environment or new crowd to do business with. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.